Good evening, and welcome to Moonlight Whispers. Tonight, we'll turn down a quiet hallway, one you thought you'd already memorized. But here, at the very end, you'll discover a locker you never knew you had. And every week, something inside it waits for you. So settle in, let the noise fade, and let the story begin. The Hidden Locker. You've walked this school, this library, this gym 100 times. Yet somehow tonight, you notice a corridor you've never taken. The walls are painted in that pale color that only exists in half memory. Not quite gray, not quite blue. The lights hum faintly, one flickering overhead. At the very end, you see a row of lockers. Most are dented, covered in scratches, gum stuck to the paint. But one looks untouched, as though it's been waiting. It's taller than the others, slightly more slender. The number on the front, not 3 digits like the rest, but a single symbol, almost like a star, or maybe a compass. When you run your hand across the metal, it feels warmer than it should. You check your key ring, and there, strangely, is a key you don't remember having. And when it slides into the lock, you hear a sound like a soft sigh. Something rests inside, waiting. A single item, a notebook. The cover is smooth leather, worn with time. And when you open it, every page is blank, except the very last one. And written in careful script are 2 words: this week. Nothing more, nothing less. You tuck it under your arm, and already you feel the Scooby-Doo mystery settling into your bones. The next week you return. The same hum of the hallway lights, the same silent row of lockers, and yours, waiting. Inside is an envelope. Your name written on the front in handwriting you almost recognize, but can't quite place. Inside, a photograph of a park bench, empty. But you know this bench. You've sat here before. Something about the shadows tells you you're meant to return there. That evening, you visit the park. The same bench. The wood still marked with carvings, initials of strangers. When you sit, you notice something tucked beneath the bench slat. A folded paper crane, carefully creased, wings sharp. On the inside, a single phrase: keep looking. And beneath the words, a faint fingerprint smudged in blue ink. Week 3. You return to the locker. The air feels heavier this time. When you open it, there sits a small glass bottle, and inside it, a key. The design is odd, almost too pretty for something meant to open a lock. Wrapped around the bottleneck is a ribbon, deep red. Attached to it, a small tag. The tag simply reads, "Next door." But the hallway doesn't have a next door. Unless You walk the length of the corridor slowly, pressing the walls, and there it is, a seam, a door painted over so many times it blended in. The tiny key fits perfectly. When the door creaks open, a rush of cold air brushes past you. Inside is a small, forgotten room. Stacks of yearbooks, dusty chairs, and on the table, the same notebook you first found. But now it's filled with writing, page after page, stories, letters, memories that aren't yours. The words don't read like a diary. They read like a conversation, as if the writer knew you, knew what you dreamed of, what you whispered to yourself when no one else was listening. Each page signed only with an initial, L. And at the very end, one new line has appeared. See you next week. You close the notebook, return to the hallway, and when you open the locker once more, there sits one last item, a mirror framed in tarnished silver. When you lift it, your reflection wavers, and for just a second, you see another figure standing behind you, not threatening, just waiting. The same initial etched into the glass, L. You close the locker. This time, the key doesn't turn. The lock clicks shut on its own, and you realize the mystery may never be solved. But perhaps that was never the point. The world is full of doors we didn't know we carried keys for, lockers we never knew we had. And sometimes it's enough to simply open them and wonder. Thank you for joining me here under the moonlight. If your eyes are still open, I hope your heart feels a little quieter. And if you're already dreaming, may your rest be soft and your spirit be at ease. Until the next whisper, subscribe, and I'll be waiting for you beneath the moonlight. Sweet dreams.